If you've ever tried to do anything in this world, and I mean anything beyond acting like an amoeba tossed around by the waves, then you've known defeat. You've given up, you've failed, and you've quit. But what about those times when you didn't quit, when you didn't throw in the towel even when you wanted to? What did you achieve? How far did you go when you rode the wave of, I gotta keep going, or I'm almost there, as opposed to giving in to the wipeout of, I'm a failure? Today, the world and every inhabitant is at a crossroads, a juncture between success and failure. And today, we all have to ask ourselves, can I go on? Do I have what it takes? Some of us are going to say no, and they will transition back into the energetic state. But if you have chosen to stay, it's too late. Welcome, everyone. It's Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer, here with you on Angel Heart Radio. And if you need encouragement or a reason to stay, then I want you to stay with me, because when we come back, my fabulous guest, Sherry Lee Myers, will share her quest and explain why it's too late. It's just too late to quit.
Angel Heart Radio programs should not be used to replace your legal or medical advice, nor your own sound judgment. In truth, nothing can dim your magnificence. You are a divine spark, a universal light. You are here on purpose. You are part of a divine plan, and it's our joy to support you. We're here to celebrate you. Welcome to Angel Heart Radio. Powered by love, Angel Heart Radio is brought to you by AngelLight777.com. Great news, everyone. Angel Heart Radio is now live streaming on our Facebook page, and we have a fully searchable, brilliant podcast platform for you at AngelHeartListen.com. Put the power of the spiritual realm to work in your life with Marcia Martin on Angel Heart Radio starts now.
So, right about now, we're probably all feeling the painful effects of quarantine, and isolation has begun to take its toll. But complaining about it, looking at what's wrong, or searching for the gotcha isn't going to make you feel any better. So, today, I've invited inspiration to be here with us. And that is in the form of an incredible being, Sherry Lee Myers. She is one of my very favorite people. She's brilliant, creative, and tireless in her pursuit of excellence. And she has already managed to write a screenplay, to be a producer, an activist, a podcaster, and inspire so many of those of us in the angelic community to even more greatness. So today, Sherry joins us now to share with us her latest inspiration, which is a book called It's Too Late to Quit. And I have to tell you, this book is not just powerful, inspirational, uplifting. It's life-changing. I've already introduced you to this book when we did the podcast on achieving the impossible dream, because I read to you that quote that I got from Sherry's book, and it was a Buddha quote. If the dream is not impossible, then the prayer is not correct. And as I mentioned to all of you, I felt like really for the first time I had been allowing myself to dream bigger and to understand, hey, I can't do this one alone. So welcome everyone my dear, wonderful, inspirational Sherry Lee Myers to share with us how in the world, first of all, Sherry, did you come up with this incredible idea?
Oh, well, Marcia, you have been part of my life now for about 4 years. And over those 4 years, right? Yeah, and it's so great to become more familiar with people who are doing outstanding work with the angelic, and to put more and more of my faith and my energy into actually using the tools that you all teach me when I interview you, okay? So over these last 4 years doing the podcast, I have been learning how to connect with my intuition, my angelic, there's a whole lot of names for it, but it's whatever it is that opens us up to an inspiration and guidance, right? So I would do meditations, and all this time I've been doing these podcasts, and it's been great. I mean, people all over the world, and we all created angel prayers together for Alexa, and we've all been like growing and really shining and helping and supporting each other, and that's part of my dream. The other part of my dream has been this movie that you refer to. It's called Angel Lady, and it's about a glitch that appears on a TV set that belongs to this single mom, and it's in a border town in Texas. And the question is whether or not that glitch actually is an angel. And we've been looking to produce this film now for actually longer, 7 years. And over the course of that, we've changed locations, such and such. It's a lot of investment, and through that, I have done a lot of social media to help spread the word about the film and to connect with angel people. All that being said, always making progress in social media and meeting people and building my podcast. There's also been it's hard to keep going. So I would listen to meditations.
And it's truly your impossible dream. Really.
Thank you.
How many of us can say, well, I wrote a movie and I'm producing it, and really mean that you just didn't do it in your bedroom, or the garage if you really want to go out for a hot time. This is an impossible dream. Unless, you grew up at the foot of, who's popular right now? I can't even think, but Brad Pitt comes
Tony
to
Robbins?
Mind. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, and you've got that kind of connection available to you. This is a faith walk from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And I just love the fact that I was honored enough to be trusted with the script. And I just love the fact that you address the major question that each one of us begins with, which is this even real? Are you?
Thank you.
I can't see you. I might be losing my mind because I can hear you. I can feel you. Maybe, am I being possessed? This is so brilliant.
And what do I have need of? I mean, do I really need to start to open my belief system up to consider the idea that energy might actually be divine? Oh, my God, I think so much to me in my life is setting aside your ego, that when we can set aside our ego and we can go at things when we're connected and when we're in the flow, everything moves a lot better, a lot faster. And, the reason why these pages evolved is because I would listen to meditations. I'd listen to your show. I would just take in what I needed to keep going. And then I would have these inspirational thoughts, and I would write it down because I was always looking to encourage myself. It's important, and I needed it desperately. And then along the way, my dad was a coach. I know it's in my genes to be that kind of a person, and along the way, people would coach me. And I would remember what they coached me, and I would turn around and say it to somebody else, and they would go, oh, I love that. And I go, oh, God, I should probably write that down. That's pretty damn good. So that's how I remembered my Marty quotes, and I remembered what my running coach told me, because that is stuff that I would, like, turn around and I'd say to somebody, you know what Marty said? And it would, of course, then be reverberating back into my psyche. And now, of course, the angel pages, the pages that more feel like, well, here they are in the room. We're here. Take this dictation, please. As you well know, Marcia Martin, you are one of the great channels. Your writing is extraordinary, and I love it. You really are a beautiful, beautiful writer. I mean, they write through you beautifully. Thank God you've got the chops that when they offer you beautiful things to say, you can write it down. You're great. I love that you appreciate my writing, but I think also with what you do, and you had this series of like these morning missives, that kind of thing that I clung to. I mean, you probably didn't even know that, but I needed to read what you were putting in that email every morning, and then you get, from 10,000 feet, we think, oh my God, if her words matter that much to me, maybe these words can help other people. So I started putting this book together, and it was set to launch this year. I started working on it at the end of last year, and it came together pretty quickly. I just took my 4 notebooks and I went through them, and I went, oh, I like that. I like that. And then I typed them up, and then I put them on a page and arranged them. And then my husband helped to edit, and I had no clue that there was any flow. But there was a whole narrative that started with the vision of the marathon, kind of, and took people through, I guess. I mean, Marcia, I had never dreamt that someone would sit down and read the book all at once.
Oh, yes, because that's what's so wonderful about it is that it's a quick read. It's a deep read. Mm-hmm. You need to go back and pick up different pieces, but it draws you in. You're so excited because with each page, it's something else that you've probably needed. Or if you didn't need it, you kind of look at it and you say, oh, I'll tuck that away for later. Honestly, you changed my life by giving me this. If the dream is not impossible, then the prayer is not correct. I just changed everything. I was like, okay, you know what, guys? Game on. Game on. I've been playing this with what can I do? How, what feels comfortable, or what do I know how to do, or what can I learn how to do? And I just completely batted the ball out of that court and said, okay, I'm going to stay in my lane and do what I do well. That is being a clear channel and being a teacher. The rest is up to you.
Amen.
Angels, if you want me to learn it, tell me. I am completely open to learning and guidance, but I'm not playing this anymore that I'm in charge. And I needed that good kick in the butt from your book to say, why am I even pretending? I know I'm not in charge.
Well, now let me ask you then, can we break down that thing? It says, if the prayer is not impossible.
If the dream
is not impossible, then the prayer is not correct. So
right.
What is that impossible dream for you? Were you able to put your finger on it, or was it something that was more like, I can I can affect a lot of people. You know what I mean? I can be big. Okay.
Yes. How far can this message go? How many people can be affected?
Can I help? Yeah.
Yes. How many people can positively interact with the angels and change their life? How many people will be able to climb out of the darkness? Because I work with you one-on-one, but because something that I've done or been involved with or what we're doing here together today, how many people will be able to understand there's a hand reaching down to help them climb up. And it can't be done with one person or 10. We need to reach millions, and I don't know how. But I kept telling myself...
Well, you do by being you.
Well, yes,
powerful you. That's what I really so believe. Your messages, I mean, when you're on your stream, I'm telling you, your truth is so powerful. So, Marcia, this is like, hallelujah. You know, because the big dream is impossible.
And I used to say, well, I should be more grateful, so I'm happy to look at this. I've touched 100 people. I'm off that now. I'm like, okay, angels, throw open the doors. I've gotten over the shyness and the what if I make a mistake? I've made enough mistakes now, so I don't care anymore. And I mean, the first I was...
Pardon my snorting.
No, it's hilarious because I come to Blog Talk Radio and I say, oh, angels, I love you so much. I know you're going to make everything go smoothly. I mean, the first... I was like, okay, guys, I need one show that I don't do something really asinine. You know, come on, give me one break. So, after I had fallen off the cliff 9,000 different ways, they said, okay, well, now you can relax because nothing else, you've encountered all of the things that can go wrong. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, and I lived through it.
And you know what that's called? It's called mastery. Like
I like that word better than the one that I was going to come up with.
Mastery. You know, I was thinking that recently is that can we acknowledge that we have actually mastered something? I mean, not that it doesn't get away from us sometimes, but the question to ask ourselves is like, how do I feel doing this now? I feel good.
Yes, and that's
I feel confident.
Yes, and that's, my everyday. How's my heart feeling about this? And boy, that was such a scary thing to begin asking myself because for so long it had been hurting so badly. And your book just exploded that for me. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. I can read these pages, be inspired, get a bigger dream, and really be okay, even if it doesn't work out tomorrow or never, because I am so grateful for where I am today. And I think that was my greatest gift from your book is just, hey, I'm so grateful for where I am today. And I am inspired and uplifted, and I am full charging ahead because there's so much good in the world. And the goal became less about accomplishing and more about just being joyful. Even though the goal got...
that's good.
But even though the goal got bigger. The goal got bigger, but it was less. Before it was all about accomplishing. Oh, I'm nothing unless I've got 100 people on YouTube or wherever. And then of course I look and
I know.
Yes,
darn. Oh my God, the numbers.
Yeah. So through your book and the inspiration that you shared, it became more fun again. It became
man, I love hearing that. I
It
love hearing
became, all right, angels, you do your job, which I can't do, and I'm going to stop trying to do it. And I'll do the work that you've assigned to me, and just let me know
that. Oh,
if
that's great.
my work assignment has changed.
And asking for help and guidance in those areas where we don't know what the hell to do or how to go about it, finding those connections is always going to be up to spirit, up to the angels, up to our, up to the plan. It's not up to us. So that's a good thing, because then you get to stay in your intuitive, deep state more. I mean, you, me, all of us, if we stay with our mission and not with the anxiety about the mission, right? The anxiety that comes, how do we take away anxiety? Well, we work with the angels. And we work with Marcia Martin, of course.
But you're so brilliant because one thing that I found myself doing is trying to be too many people and not being the one that I came here to be. And your book just led me back into my lane. I had gotten over, I was driving everybody else's car, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, I don't even know how to drive that car. And even if I learn, I am never going to be as good as the designated driver is.
Hello.
So,
right.
right. So that
right.
Your book let me off
really
the hook
good.
of don't have to be perfect everywhere.
No.
And that that girl that I am, that's something that I teach everyone else, but then it didn't apply to me.
Oh, no kidding. I mean, we write this stuff for us. We write this stuff for us, and other people pay attention, and we don't. It's like, oh, good, you're doing that? That's great. I know, I'm the last one to the party for a lot of these insights, but you're right. I mean, you're absolutely right.
Oh, I look at, okay, let's Oprah. Okay. Oh, how brilliant. Oh, well, I need to have an Oprah show. An Oprah show tomorrow. Really? I don't know. Where's the guidance on that?
Yeah, I think that what we think about, and one of the people I started watching these days, oh gosh, I love this guy, Mike Dooley. And Mike Dooley has...
He's lovely.
Oh, he's awesome. Dumbo. He's just great. And he has these great understandings and instructions. I think our book is like helping people, like reassuring them that they can make that connection with spirit, with the divine. They can have the tools to keep them strong and calm. They can pursue their dreams, stay in their own lane, be magnificent, make a huge difference. But it's applying the book, and it's following the links, and it's really taking responsibility for your connection. Because didn't Wayne Dyer say that? The most important thing you have to do every day is to make sure you're connected. I mean, the rest you're just bullshitting, so.
Yes, and it can't be anybody else's fault. Oh, I would have done my spiritual work today, but the baby was crying, the cat needed to be fed, the dog was barking. You know what? Sorry. Just do it.
Yeah,
right.
Just do it. Just do it, because it is too late to quit. Don't quit on yourself. And that's the beauty of this.
And let's look at your life. Look at all that you have done because you refuse to quit. Last year at this time, or was it 2 years ago at this time, you were launching My Angel Prayer on Alexa, which is
it was last year.
a gift.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Another beautiful way to serve for free, and also to open it up, then to receive. And that's a beautiful thing that the angels are always reminding me. You don't give away the store for free. That is not. I used to believe you had to, but that's out of balance. And so we got to
Yes.
remember, practitioners who are listening, God is all about balance. So you share a little for free because that's a very honoring thing to do for others. But if somebody wants to do a deep dive with you, then your wisdom and time must be honored in some way. Right? So you've got to receive something.
Yes.
And you decide what that's going to be.
I'm so with you on this. I am so with you on this. It's so necessary to accomplish this piece of it. And actually, not even accomplish, just put our arms around and go, yeah, that's right. That's true. It's true. It's not true. It's true. So that's one of the things we're doing because the Alexa, in the Alexa, we are going to, we have that, you can get 100+ prayers for $3 a month, and you can be part of that subscription. But we're also going to move that to Patreon so that you can, if you don't have an Alexa, or you don't want an Alexa because you don't want to hear that, any of those reasons, we'll have those magnificent angel prayers created by magnificent people like Marcia Martin that will be available for a small fee, a monthly fee on Patreon. But the other piece of it, my darling, is that we're going to have a hang. It's going to be It's Too Late to Quit hang. And we're going to invite people to come and hang out and talk to the angel communicators, the helpers that are in the book.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
And please, if you are listening and you want to take advantage of that, don't play the game of I'm not worth it, so I won't invest these couple of dollars every month. Instead, begin honoring those who have honored you, and you will find that whatever it is that you're wanting to pursue, that others will be attracted to you and want to honor you because you chose to honor the ones that have already served you. We need to understand what we're creating when you support someone who gifts you with information or knowledge. If you just say, oh, thank you very much, and you walk away and you don't want to give anything into it, but then you want to do your own thing, you have set yourself up for a law of attraction reciprocal arrangement that people are also going to say to you when you give your offering, oh, thank you very much, and walk away. So this is what is meant by planting the seed. When you say, I received and I am so grateful, let me support you, then you are activating in your own vibrational field your support to be available to you when you venture out the door. And it doesn't matter whether you want to be an entrepreneur or you are working for someone else, because if you want your company to see your brilliance and reward you financially for it, then I would be the first one to say, wow, Sherry Lee Myers, you really inspired me through this time that you shared, and I'm going to go buy your book. And I'm not only going to buy it, I'm going to share it with others because I want to be the inspiration, because in doing that, I kind of put up my flag and say, okay, everybody recognize me as one who needs to be honored because I am honorable. So I think we need to really, really get understanding this. Many of us think it should all be for free. Others who are just coming on or, why charge? That's not right. It is right. You need to understand. Sherry didn't just wake up and 5 minutes later have a finished book. She devoted a year of her life putting it together and years and years and years accumulating this. And then the cost of all of the extraneous stuff that always is part of these adventures. And now she's gifting more of her time and sharing more of herself with you. This needs to be honored. and honored in a way.
Thank you.
If you have access to absolutely no money, then honor by sharing Sherry's book with someone. Tell someone you really need to read this book. But I think it's $1.99, and even in this COVID epidemic,
it's $3.99.
Sorry.
I think it's either $2.99 or $3.99. I think it's $3.99 for the ebook and $9.99 for the paperback. Okay.
But I'm just gonna go way out on a limb, and I'm gonna say 99% of the households in the world. Okay, they're saying 95. Okay, 95% of the households in the world can fork over $3.99 and be delighted that they have done so. So I understand that it's not always possible. There was a time in my life where if the library didn't exist, I would have gone out of my mind because I had no way to feed my brain. But even in that darkest period, I could have found $3.99. I don't know if I would have honored myself in that way, but it would have helped. May have curtailed the dark period.
Who knows?
So Sherry, tell us a little bit about Marty, who is such an incredibly fun figure in this book and so filled with wisdom.
Oh, now it's so funny how he has tickled people, but he's kind of a trickster, jokester, kind of a very, very alive man. By the time I met him, he was in his 60s, and he had been this Hollywood therapist, and like I said, ran panty factories between seeing his clients, and had advanced degrees that he got online, and he was a black belt, and he was a racquetball champion, and he got sober when he was like 19. He had been a heroin addict. He got sober, and he got on the path. He created these panties. He started like with a room and sleeping on the cutting table. And I don't even know if I put this in the book because I think it's hilarious. I hope I did. Did you know that he invented days of the week panties?
Yes,
you did. So that was Okay, so that's my therapist. So every time you're walking in, it's like this guy is like he's and he was a Buddhist, he went out to New Mexico and he hung with the Buddhists out there, and so he was really pretty evolved, and he was a great counselor. Kept me going, and then I started running this marathon, and he was all in about it, helping me to kind of like suss out like what it was about and why was I doing it, and of course a bunch of other things that had to do with showing up and all that stuff that had to do with my innate shyness and my fear of everybody, all of those other things that we got to address.
Well, and I think what I love about him most is that he was so alive. He didn't just stay in one area. He had a finger like in every pie, and shared what he learned. Now with all of us, but with you, and was so instrumental in you being able now to bring to us a fuller Sherry than I think we would have had if he was not part of your life.
True. Very, very true. And this was a huge challenge I put in front of myself because the rest of my life was not that exciting, And I said, well, I'm gonna run 26.2 miles. And why did I decide I would do that? Because I wanted to go to Hawaii, and they were offering a trip to Hawaii. You were going to run in Hawaii. So I thought, well, this is going to be on my tombstone. All I have to do is ... So I said to myself, all I have to do is run 26.2 miles, and I'll be in Hawaii. That's how we start the impossible dream, right? That's an impossible dream. It's impossible. I mean, I wasn't even running when I started.
Okay, well,
I've already running 26.2 months.
Oh, yes, but I gave the
See,
angels a
Marty's
memo.
an athlete too.
Oh.
Marty is an athlete. So as an athlete, he could really get into what I was looking to do. And you know what? It's all great because whatever I did at that moment certainly saved me because it was a tough time.
Yeah.
So I glommed onto marathoning. You know, I totally glommed onto it. I guess I'm obsessive. I'm like a triple Scorpio with all kinds of bad planets that make me completely obsessive. You know, so.
Look how beautifully you're using that because we all get to benefit from all this obsession.
Oh my God, I know, but does it ever turn off? Oh, higher minds want to know. But we're on a roll here, you know. I believe we're on a roll. We've talked about this and we've shared about this in the community, in the angel community, that, you know, it's locking arms and raising the vibe, raising the grid, getting it, you know, getting everyone, as many people on board as possible to what you were talking about earlier, to being present in their lives.
Movie made because
it's
one
part
thing
of it.
to talk about. Well, it's one thing to talk about the angels. It's another thing to experience them in your own being. But the bridge so often is something that you can see, where you see other people's reaction or you have a feel-good experience at a movie. It's so incredibly uplifting. So if you are at ground zero and you want to get to this place where you are fully in step with the angels, a movie that is inspirational can really make a huge difference. So
I agree.
That's the other cool thing about this book is it's not a fundraiser. Well, I guess it is a fundraiser. It is the proceeds go toward the movie. So you're not just helping yourself once, you're helping yourself twice, those who buy, because first of all, you get to read the inspiration, and then when the movie comes out, you'll get to see the inspiration, completely different story, but you'll get to see the inspiration that your purchase helped create. And I think that's just fabulous.
Oh, Marcia, I'm going to just take that and steal that line. Thank you so much. That is the most evolved marketing plan. Thank you. It's wonderful. Yes, that is exactly right. It's exactly right. It's like, let it roll. Like, get on the bus, buy the book, look for the movie, practice with the angels, meet these amazing people who are on the pages. You know, you can be inspired. If you happen to be an ultra senior or a senior, you can be inspired by the story of my mom, who had her, you know, her art debut at the age of 92. So it's too late to quit. You know, no quitting.
Yeah. Talk about no quitting. If I am half as alert and vital as your mom, I will be delighted. She is just a stitch and a half, and I looked at that and I said, good grief, 92. All right, get going, Marcia. You are slacking over here. You got it.
Oh, you know, yes, I hope that has something of that effect, because if someone who's 92 she commits a couple of hours every day to painting still. Now she's very motivated, of course, because now she's becoming something of a celebrity, and she's got a website and a card line, and she's got like people commissioning her to paint things. And she's got, oh, my God, I mean, I'm telling you. And she's, well, like I said, she's got this card business, and her cards are beautiful. Her paintings really reduce so brilliantly to 5x7s, and people buy the cards and then they frame the stuff. And it's just so beautiful. And it's very, very appealing. And she's hilarious about this because now this is her new business. She's in the card business, my mother is. And she said, well, I've counted the cards, and we're low on the floral. And the man in the mountain is selling like hotcakes.
Oh. Well, this is so wonderful.
Now you all keep in mind she's 92-year-old woman with on hospice, on oxygen, 24 hours a day. So, this is what igniting your passion can do. That's what I think the point is. You ignite your passion, you can do anything.
Yes, and what I love is when you first said she's on hospice, I checked on her energetically, and I could feel that she was letting go. I just checked on her recently. She is revved back up. She's not going anywhere. She's like, oh, I have a purpose again. Let me just breathe some vitality back into these cells that thought they could go to sleep and get busy. And she is one of my heroes because if she can paint for a couple of hours a day, I can make time to connect with the angels, to connect with the energetic realm, to fill myself with the unconditional love that they share freely and learn how to use that for my own benefit and everyone else's. So there are no excuses, folks. You're not 92. And if you are, that's not even an excuse anymore.
No, I do want to say that, it's too late to quit sounds a bit harsh. But the other side of it, of course, is the fact that the whole book is about the fact you have an army supporting you. That you have complete love and support if you allow yourself to get into that. And yes, it is up to you. Yes, it's too late to quit. Yes, if you're going to quit, you better quit right now. Just quit. Just quit. Just get out of here. Just give it up if you're really serious about that.
Yes.
But I'll bet you're not.
Let's speak to that for a minute. And before I forget, in this book, It's Too Late to Quit, you will see Sherry's mother, Sylvia Willoughby, and her pictures, and you'll understand she didn't just have a walk in the park. It wasn't just a la life. So, if you think that's why you can't do anything because your life hasn't gone the way you had hoped, well, this book, Sherry's inspiration and her mother's inspiration, will show you why that is not a good excuse. There are no good excuses. I got to tell you.
Not an option.
But
it's not an option.
And truly,
well, we're lucky though. We've got that New England grit. That's what she's made of. This New England grit, and that's the can-do spirit that I saw when she cracked her pelvis and she had to do excruciating work. And she was 90. It was 2 years ago. Right? So but what she had, though, she had me, and I was there, and I was encouraging her, and I was believing in her, and I was setting I was just setting a goal for her, and that's what the book is there to do. And that's what all of these angel communicators are in there to do, to help encourage you.
And she had one other thing that's really important, and that was willingness. She was not saying to Sherry, well, Sherry, you get up and walk a couple of miles for me while I stay here in bed and think about whether I could possibly walk again. She got up and tried. She did the exercises. She participated. So what does that mean for the spiritual journey? That means get into some form of meditation. Doesn't have to be sit down in a chair. It can be an exercise meditation where you just perform the same thing over and over again, and you allow your mind to go into that place of emptiness where you can receive. Or it can be a guided meditation, but you've got to make time and commit to your spiritual journey, or you're going to be trying to live your life with only your physical being. And it's next to impossible. It is certainly not joyful. And it's not so much more difficult than when you will commit to connecting and receive the guidance. And just be honest with yourself. It's okay to say, I do this every day. Okay, angels, I am so lost without you. I am so honest with that. I don't pretend at all. I'm like, okay, guys.
Right.
Hey, where are you? If I don't feel them or don't hear them, I'm having a rough go here. What's going on? I could use some guidance. There's no more pretense or pretend. I'm just like, okay, folks, it's time for me to step out of the way. I've gone as far as I can go, which is a very short distance. And now I need you to show me how to keep going, when to turn, when to continue straight, when to dream, and when to gather up the fragments of the dream and try something new. Because not everything you try is going to work.
Right. I think when you have that dream, that big impossible dream, which yours is, which is to really move millions, then it's all going to fall into place because it's your mission. So we are cueing into that. You're listening into the directional signal from that particular satellite, right? Which is that shining star of how that's going to happen. You're not in charge of that. But the willingness to show back to what you said, but the willingness to take this painful. Some of these steps are painful, and let's talk about tech. Let's talk about being tired. Let's talk about feeling alone. All that stuff is painful. But, you're on your mission, and you have people around you who will support you, right? Yep.
Absolutely.
It's not easy.
Well,
it's not meant to be easy.
No, because there's no growth.
I have a page about that. Yeah.
There isn't any growth if it's always easy. And let's talk about how many times you've rewritten and reshuffled this movie.
Right. Oh, easily 30 times. Easily. It's a growing thing. And maybe the point is that if we really look at our projects and our lives as an organic thing rather than a plan, it's something you're planting the garden. That's planning. That's what you're putting in the garden. But the rest of that, right? I mean, we just can't, especially with all this that's going on, you can't have these dates set or have a set of rules of how it's going to show up. Because who knows what's going to show up. But that mission, that shining star, that feeling that you have of this is right for me. I can do this. I can affect millions of people. I want to lift them up. Then all of that is kind of like, oh, okay, it's fine. Just keep going. Keep tuning in. Find your joy. Stay with your joy. Find joyful people. And there's a page in the book about being aligned. If you stay in alignment, then you find people in alignment.
Yes. And just because it is falling apart in its original form doesn't mean necessarily that the idea stinks. It just means there's something bigger, better, more fulfilling. And that's where the alignment is so important, because we get stuck in our little humanness. And now we've got some callers that have
Oh.
questions for you. So before we run out of time.
Come on. Oh, dear.
So
okay. All right.
Our first
back in my
caller
chair. Oh, dear. Okay.
is from 731. And always, you're in a public space. You don't have to give your given name, but Sherry needs something to call you. So, hi there, 731. What would you like us to call you, and what is your question for Sherry?
Jeff. Good to meet you,
I
Sherry.
love Sherry. You're going to love Jeff. He is one of my biggest heart throbs.
Oh,
Where
lovely.
can we find this book? Where can we find this book?
No, thank you for asking. It's Too Late to Quit is on Amazon. And and the full title is It's Too Late to Quit, Messages and Musings. So it's Too Late to Quit. My name is Sherry Lee Myers, Myers. So type in any of that stuff and you'll find it. And I know Marcia's going to put up the
I will.
link.
I'll get on there. Yes.
Thank you
and
so much.
It's downloadable too, huh? It's downloadable.
Yes. Yeah, get an ebook. Get the digital.
Well,
yeah,
I love the ebooks myself, so I do.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you.
I enjoy ebooks, yes. But anyway, yes, I had a question really from Marcia. I didn't know, Sherry, you were going to be on here, but that's an interesting book. I was wanting to ask Marcia a spiritual question.
Okay.
And both of y'all can probably help me with this.
Right. We're going to put Sherry on the spot here.
Okay. This week, I was looking at my cosmic clock, and through my life, I've had these certain areas of abandonment back in my life, back when I was 3 years old, and they all kind of happen on the same date. It's unusual.
Mm-hmm.
And that date is coming up pretty soon again. I know, that's interesting. And so I was telling one of my friends about this cosmic clock and what it was telling me. And he said, oh, it's not abandonment that you're experiencing. You're experiencing it was a childhood, orphan spirit. An orphan spirit. Now, have you ever heard of an orphan spirit? Or a spirit of orphan, like an orphan, a child without,
Well, I am absolutely certain that that's available. Sherry, I'm gonna give one thing, and then Sherry, I want you to talk to him. But here's immediately what I heard. And you and Jesus are, because we did this work together, Jeff, you and Jesus are very tightly woven through the heart. And he is asking you to deliberately plan some sort of celebration with your wife and whatever children are close by on that day. It's time for you to stop fearing the date and celebrate.
Yes.
Look at all that I have. You just need to change your point of focus.
It's not fair. It's just given me a fair warning. It's telling me that's.
But I want you to gear up. Yes, but gear up for celebration. This did happen when I was a child, and I recognize it and I acknowledge it, and it was painful. But since
it's
that
happened, several times, during this. Several
and
times.
you can,
but the thing
and
it's not bad. It's good to be warned, through the cosmic clock. That
it is,
that
but remember, Jesus is telling you, though, Jeff, You got to take your focus away from the pain. That's been cleared. You're bringing it back by looking at it. Jesus is saying to you, celebrate that day.
No. It's
celebrate.
Not that I'm fearful. It's just telling me to be warnful. It's warning me that my stars, the way they land, the way your stars land, you have ups and downs in your life. And your life has had this repeatedly, this up and down in it.
And I hear that.
On this date. And so what it's telling me, what my cosmic clock is telling me, is I can be prepared for it. In other words,
here's how I want you to prepare. I hear you, but Jeff, I'm gonna come over there and get you.
Okay.
I only want you to prepare with joy. Oh, look, the 3rd of June is coming up. What incredible celebration can I prepare so that I am acknowledging all that I have, even though there were many opportunities for this to be a sad day. I am recognizing all that I have and all the accomplishments, and I'm going to make it a day of celebration. And now, Sherry,
absolutely.
Chime in here.
I will chime in because I just think as a storyteller, I was really taken by the fact you talked about the orphan spirit, and that the orphans are and obviously that's something that you're very cued into. I mean, it's like stuck to you because there's a truth there. So I want to offer that merging the celebration. This day is not just about. It is, in a way, being protecting yourself from this emotional trauma, but this orphan spirit is you, and this orphan spirit is the piece of you to be, I'm going to say, celebrated and also honored and also loved to death, like loved, because your love, if you've got what you've got going on and you have love in your life, you are no longer an orphan. And healing that inner child, if this clicks at all, bring him aboard and allow that child who's abandoned, who felt orphaned, who still feels orphaned, and have a day with him and celebrate him and let him look through his eyes at your beautiful family. That's the thing, to bring that child back in that celebration and say, hey, look what I have.
Ooh, that's going to hurt.
To
bring that child, inner child.
But the gratitude and opening and like Marcia was saying, it's like we can heal that. We can heal that trauma. You can heal that trauma. Obviously, you've been working with Marcia. You know about heart healing. It's like that's your heart healing. That's your I get to do this. I get to do this on this day.
And Jeff,
yes.
Go ahead.
I get to heal.
Jeff, I got one more thing for you that came through.
Thank you.
And that is compose a song about this.
Yes.
The darkness and the light.
Is he a musician?
Yes. Jeff is a brilliant musician. Compose a song about the darkness and the light. Sing it first for the child.
Yes.
So that the child feels honored. And then once you then maybe perform it for your family. And then after you feel comfortable, after you've worked through the emotionality part of this, you need to perform it in public.
My inner child. Is that the title?
Your story.
Inner child. Is that's
it's
my
his
inner
story.
Child. That's going to be the name of the song. My inner child.
Honor the journey.
And heal people with it.
Honor the journey, but make sure that
their inner child.
Yes, but Jeff, remember that the song has to end triumphantly, Otherwise, we haven't done the healing. We've only done the, oh, look at me pain part. And so
that's going to happen.
I think just visiting the inner child. Yeah, just a visit.
Well, honor.
Short little visit, I think.
Yeah.
Would be
It's starting a dialogue.
Yeah.
It's starting a dialogue.
Yes.
It's doing whatever you can do. Write it in a book. Get a scrap of paper. You know, start. You
journal it out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys just gave me a great idea.
There you go.
Thank you,
You're welcome. That'll be how much of a charge?
And I will get your book and I'll read it richly.
Thank
you, Sherry. Thank you.
It's the kind of book that you'll want to share with. It's the kind of book that you will want to share with.
It's my kind of book. It's my kind of book. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, no telling
and you're
how many
right.
songs are in there. Yeah, no telling.
Oh, just made my day. Thank you. Thank you, Sue. Thank
you. Thank y'all. Yes.
So, Jeff, I'm going to let you go because we've got another caller and we're almost out of time. But one last word on your song. They want an original melody. This can't be copied. It's got to be pure Jeff.
Right. Okay.
It's you giving expression to the pain and then the triumph.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt. I think it's gonna. It's gonna hurt.
Send me and you better send me the song, or I'll be mad.
I will. Thank you.
Okay.
Dead deep there, buddy.
So we got another caller calling from 951. And what is your question to Sherry today?
I'm not sure if I have a question. Just calling in. Do you do readings? Is postpartum thing?
We're just working on Sherry sharing her inspiration and her joy and her angel adventure. So is there a question for Sherry about inspiration? Any area in your life that you're feeling that you need support?
Yeah, I just need a little more inspiration for life and, music and guitar, I guess. It's hard for me to formulate a question. I don't know.
Well, Sherry, I'm just completely. I'm jazzed that you called in. I'm jazzed we connected. And it means so much to me that you picked up the phone. It really does, because let me tell you, Sherry, I work in a vacuum. You never can tell if you've affected anyone, and the fact that it motivated you to pick up the phone and just say, "Hey, I'm really filled, and please buy the book." And let me know how you like it, just, please do, because I want so much for people to get a fresh start.
And you know what? All of you who are listening and are going to be inspired by this book, and this includes you, Nathaniel, write a review. Let other people know how it blessed your heart, and don't be afraid to share the book. That's one thing that I think we need to get better at as an angel community or a spiritual community. Let's not be quiet about what brought us joy. Let us share it and share it and share it and share it. So, Nathaniel, that's my gift to you today. You are so good about calling in and being supportive. And this book will support you. But one of the ways in which you can support Sherry and really feel good would be to write a review and share the book with other people.
Oh, be awesome. Yeah.
So,
thank you, Marcia.
You are so welcome.
I'm in puddles of gratitude.
Well, unfortunately, Blog Talk, for whatever reason, will not let me post the link directly to Amazon. All I get to put on there is the title. So if you go to my Facebook page, Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer, I'm sorry, Yeah, that's it. I was going to say .com, but we're talking about Facebook. If you go to my Facebook page, then I'll put this interview with Sherry up, or I'll put a link to the book. That would be better. It's actually up there, but I'll put it at the top. It's called It's Too Late to Quit, or you can find it under Sherry's name, Sherry, Sheri, Lee, Leigh, Myers, Myers. And as I said, Blog Talk will not let me put that link in. If I put the link in, it doesn't let me save the show. But Facebook will. So join me on Facebook, Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer. Join Sherry on her Facebook page, and that's How to Connect with the Angels, and you'll see the book there as well. Or join me in my group, Healing Hearts, and you will see a lot of posts about It's Too Late to Quit, because so many of us in the group have read it and loved it, and we're sharing, happily sharing. So thank you, everyone.
Really cool.
Thank you, Sherry, because you are, and truly, if you are having a day where, quarantine is just wearing you out, get the book. You can read it in like half an hour, because it drags you in to each of the pages, and you just can't stop, and you laugh and you cry and you get inspired, and you're just going to feel better about you. So again, It's Too Late to Quit by Sherry Lee Myers. You owe it to yourself to buy this book. And Sherry, loved having you. You're the best. And thank you for being you.
I love you. Thank you. Thank you, Marcia. Oh, my heart is full. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're so welcome. All right, everyone, we got to go. But sending you, until next week, sending you all my love.
You've been listening to another fabulous program on Angel Heart Radio. Our goal is to remind you of how much you matter in the world, and to let you know that we appreciate who you are in the world. You can check out who's on, when we're on, and who our guests are at angelheartradio.com. Everything is there. It's all just one click away. Angel Heart Radio programs are powerful tools to help you in your life and your life experience. They are not intended, nor should they, be used to replace your medical or legal advice. The views expressed by hosts, co-hosts, callers, guests, and associates should not be construed as advice